Hello, friends, and welcome into Seattle Seahawks Today. I am Tom Downey here with a look at the Seahawks Injury Report days before their Week 2 matchup. And there have been some changes on this from Wednesday to Thursday. First, the two players who have been listed as DNP did not participate, which is expected for these two players, I should say, of DWayne Eskridge and Rashaad Penny. Neither guy at this point really is expected to play in Week 2 at home against the Tennessee Titans. DWayne Eskridge has a concussion. He's a long shot right now. So too is Rashaad Penny with a calf. Those aren't major surprises as things have developed in the lead up to Week 2, but they remain DNP on the injury report. Two new players, both on the offensive line, who were participants on Wednesday, were DNPs on Thursday. Damien Lewis has a groin issue now, and one of the top backup offensive linemen, Jamarco Jones, has a knee issue. As we film this, what exactly is going on there is not known, but that is a red flag that has popped up. And then two defensive linemen were limited on Thursday. Bryan Mone, elbow, that's not a change. Poona Ford, shoulder, though, is a new DNP red flag for Seattle, or excuse me, limited potential red flag for Seattle. Mone and Ford, again, to be clear, limited at Thursday's practice. So let's talk more about these offensive linemen now, as this is a bit of a potential issue here for Seattle. Ethan Posic's on IR. Now one of their top backup offensive linemen, inside-outside flex, Jamarco Jones, knee issue. That could be a major problem for Seattle, namely if Damien Lewis, who is now on that injured list, that injury report, with a groin issue, is unable to go. I am a big fan of Damien Lewis. He's handled the move to left guard quite well. Seattle went very heavy at initial roster cuts on the offensive line. Now it is getting thinner and thinner in Seattle, and that's not necessarily a good thing, not that it ever really would be. DWayne Brown, Gabe Jackson, Kyle Fuller, Brandon Shell, all fine. Sidney Jones on IR for at least 2 more games. Ethan Posick was just placed on IR. Interior offensive line-wise, Pierre-Olivier Lestage is on the practice squad. Phil Haynes is on the practice squad as well. He could be a prime call-up with these injury concerns if for some reason Lewis and Jamarco Jones could not go. Dakota Shepley, I think, would be next man up, but maybe Jake Curran gets a chance, the tackle who could also shift over to guard as needed. We will monitor this injury situation here on Seattle Seahawks Today. It is a bit of a red flag for the offensive line, but it's still only Thursday as we film this. So what's your concern level? At least the Thursday injury report, I should say. What's the concern level over the offensive line? Get your votes in for me on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, Tom, it's fine. Don't worry. They're all going to play. Not a big deal. 10 being you're in full-fledged meltdown mode. Your pets' heads are falling off and you're freaking out. Get your votes in for me in the comment section. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So get the ad break here on YouTube. Scroll on down and let me know. Let's talk about the two guys then who are very unlikely to play in Week 2. DWayne, a.k.a. Dee Eskridge, got some run in Week 1, but then suffered a concussion. Seems like he is much further behind in that protocol than, say, Penny Hart is. We'll get to him later on in this video. Not the end of the world necessarily for Seattle. It does leave them thinner in the event that Eskridge cannot go. DK Metcalf, a star. Tyler Lockett, a star. Freddie Swain's fine as wide receiver 3. Penny Hart seems to be okay. There are some options at receiver on the practice squad right now. Cade Johnson, who I'm a big fan of. Cody Thompson's still there. Daquan Hampton. They brought back Connor Weddington. So I hope Eskridge is able to play. Seems unlikely. Let's get him back for Week 3 is my goal. Next up is Rashaad Penny. Now, I thought he could have gone on IR. Seattle chose not to go that route. It is a calf issue right now for Penny. This is a big reason why they went so deep at running back at roster cuts, because Penny, unfortunately, cannot stay healthy. So there is depth then for Seattle at the running back position. There is, of course, Chris Carson, who, by the way, has been resting. He's fine. Alex Collins is there. Travis Homer is there. DJ Dallas is there. Of course, Chris Carson is going to be the lead back for this team. That is no surprise whatsoever. But who do you guys want as RB number 2. I like DJ Dallas for his third down contributions, but I know many of you like Alex Collins. So get your votes in. Who do you want to be the prime backup to Chris Carson in week 2? You want DJ Dallas? Type in DD. You want Travis Homer? Type in TH. You want Alex Collins? Type in AC right now in the comments section. I wanted to mention the D-line. I guess D-line is maybe a nice way of phrasing it here. That more bare front. I like to get all 5 guys on here as best as possible. You got Dunlap. The interior D-line is what I'm focused in right now here. I also got to mention LJ Collier on this. It's not a big deal. You guys know he's there. Poona Ford, Al Woods, Bryan Mone are your core, more run-stopping focused defensive tackles. Green and Hyder can chip in there, but in your normal 4-down lineman front, those are typically going to be your DTs, but Green can help there. I was impressed by Bryan Mone. He actually had more snaps than Al Woods. I love Poona Ford. You guys know who have watched the show for a while. I'm not too concerned here. They were just limited, but we'll see how things develop Friday and into the weekend before kickoff on Sunday. Now, if you guys want news, rumors, reaction, winners and losers, overreactions, all kind of great coverage here on our Seattle Seahawks YouTube channel, hit that big red button and subscribe today. That way you don't miss out on anything. And once you have subscribed, turn those notifications on. Only 19.7% of you actually have everything turned on. YouTube will default you to personalized as opposed to all when it comes to notifications. What that means, folks, is that you will miss out on videos. You will not be notified when a video goes out if you don't have those notifications set to all. So scroll down here right now, click that bell icon, change it from all, or from personalized, and change it to all. That way, you don't miss out on any video here at Seattle Seahawks Today. Go do it right now. Again, change those notifications from personalized to all. That way, you will get a notification for every single video we do here at Seattle Seahawks Today. Let's check in on the other injured players here. Now, these players aren't as important for Seattle, and that's because these were listed as full participants. And Penny Hart was the only one still on here on Thursday. Marquise Blair, Sidney Jones, DJ Reed were both off the injured report altogether. Very good sign for the Seahawks secondary. I wanted to briefly mention Penny Hart. He had a concussion, apparently. I guess he got out of the protocol pretty quickly because if he's been a full participant already on Thursday, and Wednesday, that's a really good sign for Hart. So no concerns for me here. I think he's good to go. In the secondary, meanwhile, seems like things are getting back on the right track. Blair, Jones, and Reed were all listed on that injury report. Sounds good, though. And I think that's a big deal at the nickel position in particular, where I'm very curious to see how things end up playing out in Seattle when it relates to that nickel corner spot. Ugo Amadi did out-snap Marquise Blair in Week 1. They did rotate almost a 50-50 split, so I am very excited / curious to see how things continue moving forward in Seattle, but I liked what I saw out of both guys to an extent. They weren't targeted that much. I think it'll be a much tougher test this week against the Titans passing game, which has more playmakers than what the Colts did in terms of receivers. So we'll see if the rotation, I think it will, but we'll see if that rotation continues in Week 2 and beyond. So pick a nickel corner for me. Type B for Marquise Blair, or type in A for Ugo Amadi. Let me know what you guys are thinking as it relates to that nickel corner rotation here for Seattle. All right, next up is Sidney Jones, who did play on special teams only. They did pop up on the injury report earlier this week, is now off it. I take that to mean everything is just fine with the former Husky great now back in Seattle. DJ Reed, meanwhile, I'm very glad to see him off that list. I know he was a full participant with the foot issue on Wednesday, now off the injured list altogether. That's a big deal for the Seattle Seahawks. I still think Reed is this team's number 1 corner. Now, if you guys haven't heard, we're doing a jersey giveaway for you. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. That link right there, bottom of your screen. Get yourself a 125% deposit bonus when you use promo code Seahawks125. And when you sign up and deposit at least $100, that gets you the deposit bonus. And also, we will hook you guys up with a Seahawks jersey. Email us jersey@chatsports.com with your account number and a screenshot of your first bet. Here are the jerseys we have for you guys. DK Metcalf and Jamal Adams. Both of them, by the way, in the inverse colors as well. So we got the navy and the green as well for both Adams and for Metcalf. If you have questions, or if you just want to get the jersey, email us jersey@chatsports.com. Folks, I promise you, I will put that email, by the way, in the comment section and in the description. One last couple verbal notes, more or less, here in the injury report. You might have seen Gabe Jackson, Carson, and DWayne Brown pop up on that injured report. Doesn't really mean all that much. All three players are fine. They were getting veteran arrest days because DWayne Brown and Gabe Jackson are kind of getting up there in age, and Carson is a running back, and he does not need more touches than what he's going to get throughout the actual NFL season.